Good morning, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First up, DOJ to send 2 new prosecutors to New Hampshire to fight violent crime opioid crisis. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Siobhan Lopez.
In the day, Beltates knew that if we provided quality products and honest service, customers would come back again and again. Have things changed? Sure. But what hasn't is Beltates' commitment to giving you a fair price and friendly service. Visit us at beltates.com.
In an effort to combat violent crime and the opioid crisis, Attorney General Jeff Sessions announced the state of New Hampshire will soon have 2 new assistant U.S. attorneys. Scott Murray took over as U.S. attorney in March and says he had more resources as a county attorney.
And when you contrast the fact that we prosecute for the entire state of New Hampshire here, and I was prosecuting for one county, you can see the disparity and the need.
One of the new positions will focus on violent crime, which Murray says is driven by the opioid crisis.
It creates situations where people commit burglaries in order to steal firearms, to leave the state, to sell them, to get drugs.
The second will focus on civil enforcement of federal laws.
But also, and importantly, with respect to the opioid issue, it could be directed at dealing with entities that overprescribe or violate Drug Enforcement Administration regulations with respect to prescriptions.
John Delina of the New England Field Division of the DEA says this proves Washington is paying attention to the needs in New Hampshire.
We've added manpower. I know all the other federal agencies have been looking to bolster manpower. So we need them on the second part of that to help us prosecute those cases.
Puts us in a much better position to be able to prosecute. And for New Hampshire, it really is an opportunity to get a leg up on reclaiming public safety, which is what the opioid crisis has in many respects taken away from us.
Attorney General Sessions says he personally reworked existing funds to support this mission. We're live in Concord tonight. Siobhan Lopez, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Five hurt when pickup truck slams into car rental agency. Let's take a listen to the video from WCVB Boston.
Check this out. One room of beautiful North American hardwood flooring installed for just $9.99. That's right, and this isn't just any hardwood. This is genuine Armstrong hardwood, the most trusted name in flooring. Call National Floors Direct at 888-400-FLOOR.
A wild and scary scene at the height of the afternoon rush hour.
There was a loud explosion type sound, ground shook, you knew something bad happened.
The gray pickup truck striking the Hertz rent-a-car building like a missile, taking out the front wall before landing sideways inside the small corner office. The impact so violent, it snapped off the truck's front right wheel. Mechanics at the garage next door ran over to see.
You could see smoke. There was a Chevy truck that was inside the Hertz building. Glass was broken, and people were outside the parking lot, injured.
Police confirming a Hertz employee in that office was struck. The man was treated on scene for non-life-threatening injuries and then transported to the hospital. 4 others were also evaluated. 53-year-old Alan Whiffen of Quincy was arrested and charged with operating under the influence of alcohol, operating to endanger, and speeding. These 2 customers later turned away, shocked to think it could have been them in that office.
I don't know. I thought there was a bomb or something, but they told me it's a car crash.
At a busy hour of the day, fortunate that nobody was seriously hurt.
I was shocked to see the truck fully inside the building. It wasn't just a light tap, it was parked inside.
And tonight we're told that the building inspector has determined that despite the extensive damage that you see, the building is structurally sound and can quickly be repaired. Employees who were here at the time telling us their colleague will be okay.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Woman who drove car onto Sanford baseball field, killing man held on $500,000 bail. Let's take a listen to the video from WMTW News 8 Maine.
Today's modern past phrase of the day is, "What's that noise?"
Surrounded by 4 armed guards and shielded for the cameras by her lawyer, 51-year-old Carol Sharrow appeared in York County Superior Court to face manslaughter charges related to a bizarre incident on a baseball field Friday. Police say it was Sharrow behind the wheel of this car, driving erratically, spinning out in the baseball diamond before ramming her car into 68-year-old Douglas Parkhurst, who was there watching his grandson play ball. Her lawyer shedding very little light about his client's motive.
Is she remorseful at all?
I'm not going to get into that right now.
Police confirming Sharrow has been convicted twice of DUI in both Maine and New Hampshire. We asked if she'd been drinking before Friday's episode.
I have not seen anything about any substances being involved.
Sharrow has lived in this apartment up the road from the ball field for 3 years. Her neighbors trying to make sense of what happened.
I know her as a very caring person, and I think there was some pain there because she was a caring person.
When you heard what happened?
And when I heard what happened, I I felt very bad.
So results of that mental health evaluation won't be known for at least 2 months, we're told. Sharrow isn't due back in court until September. And this case has gained national attention. The networks are covering it. And in the courtroom today, a crew from Inside Edition. We're live in Alfred. Jim Keithley, WMTW News 8.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Howard Schultz established himself as a player in politics before he decided to leave Starbucks. In the years before he confirmed his plans to leave Starbucks on Monday, Howard Schultz took an active role in politics through both his words and money. Mueller accuses Manafort of attempted witness tampering. Let's take a listen to the video from ABC News.
Spinoza is insatiable when it comes to competing. So is his force. When it comes to snacking. That's why he uses the Chase mobile app to pay practically anyone at any bank. Life lived Victor's way. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Expressing his anger at the scope of the special counsel's investigation. And today we heard that same frustration from an unlikely source. The judge at a hearing for former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort, his case involving tax and bank fraud charges. That judge also asking about the scope of the Mueller investigation, something the president then pounced on. Here's ABC's Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas tonight.
Former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort arriving in federal court today to try to get this one case thrown out. Inside the courtroom, Judge T.S. Ellis asking what the special counsel's indictment of Manafort for alleged financial crimes has to do with Mueller's primary mission, investigating whether Trump associates colluded with the Russians. Trump's prosecution or impeachment, Ellis told prosecutors. That's what you're really after. Ellis, a Reagan appointee, said Robert Mueller's indictment of Manafort is really intended to get Manafort to, quote, sing or become a cooperating witness. The government arguing the special counsel's mandate includes looking at Manafort's financial work overseas. Several hours later on stage, the president gave his verdict, praising that judge.
Judge T.S. Ellis, who is really something very special, I hear, from many standpoints.
The president even quoting directly from the judge's remarks in court.
How does this have anything to do with the campaign, the judge asked. Let me tell you, folks, we're all fighting battles, but I love fighting these battles. It's really a disgrace. What's happening to our country is a disgrace.
And Pierre Thomas with us live tonight as well. And Pierre, the judge did not rule today on whether Manafort's case will move forward. And despite what he said in court there, judges often do this. They don't let you know it could still go either way.
That's right, David. Sources tell us Judge Ellis is often colorful and combative in court, but they say his challenges are not always a sign of how he ultimately rules, David.
All right, Pierre Thomas with us tonight as well. Pierre, thank you.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Tuesday, and I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. And I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.